Hello everyone, and welcome to my FPL YouTuber apology, as I decided to make the wibbly wobbly transfers of Bamford out and Calvert-Lewin in to captain. How did that go for you, Bacon Boy? I was just a bit, unlucky. But don't worry, as it's time for the Gameweek22 Preview. But first, the Gameweek 21 Review, where the Gameweek average points were actually a sky-high 48. Hang on, what? Very, very surprising, as it feels like every single FPL geezer was absolutely starved of points this week. Like, what? I mean, apart from Bamford, right? But my team, Unlucky Fried Chicken Team, scored 50 points. I guess I'll take it from the absolute plane crash disaster that my team was this week. With my old overall rank being 141k, and now as it does when you do a poo-poo and do a bad week, it has dropped all the way down to around 170,000. Oh crumbs. So not entirely epic, not entirely cool there, is it? But it's not the end of the world, as we can keep on moving to eventually finish first in the world. But the games and my unlucky team finished like this, where if my absolute disaster wibbly wobbly transfers weren't bad enough, Cancelo and Stones both didn't play a single minute and 2 auto-subarunis had to happen. So actually, me transferring out a player that slapped in 15 points, for me having an epic captain fail, and for me to have 2 players not play at all, 50 points isn't actually too bad at all, is it? And I will definitely take that on the chin as we keep on fighting. So now let's give our own little review on the players and the games, and then onto a bit of a preview for the next week. Where we started the week with Everton, Newcastle. Where before Kane got injured, I wasn't going to get in Calvert-Lewin or any Everton players. But then I was like, hang on, Ancelotti is going to absolutely spank Stevie Bruce here now, isn't he? And after Harold Kane was actually ruled out, I was like, yeah, of course Calvert-Lewin's going to score a hat-trick, right? Get him in. How did that go then? Not very well. So we won't get into the details of that, but captain fail happened. Oh dear. Where Newcastle and Callum Wilson literally spun my jaw and made me cry all weekend, where they got the 2-0 win there. Palace Wolves, where I've been referring to Palace as poor Palace lately, but now Wolves. Oh dear. Where what has happened to our Portuguese friends here, where they haven't won a league game in 8 game weeks in a row. 8 Premier League games without a win. That is actually the biggest oh dear. But I had no fellas for me in that game, where it finished 1-0 to Roy Hodgson's men. It was a bit easy for them apparently. Ha 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 ha, I'm so funny. Man City, Sheffield United, where I actually wasn't expecting a big score, you know, where even a 1-0 would have been perfect for my players in this game. At least I thought, right? Where the double defense points were literally secured in the bag, right? And the new recruit Gundogan was going to score the winner, and that was all of the points I needed. And well, oh well, that's not quite how it panned out, is it? Where both Stones and Cancelo didn't start and both didn't play a single minute. Like, thanks Pep, very cool. And then Gundo didn't get his gun out this week with only the 3-pointer for him. Meaning I only got 3 points from my 3 Man City players this week. How? West Brom Fulham, the battle of who cares? The ultimate relegation battle that everybody wants to know about, right? Where I thought Scotty Parker would have actually had enough to get the win here, and you know, used his sexy suit advantage to get the win. But the points were actually spread out in the end, and I bet you Big Sam is a very happy chappy with that one. Arsenal Man United, where Man United's attack has as much flavour as a bottle of water right now. Like, absolutely terrible. And again, it was Bruno in my team getting me no points, in which was a bit of a snooze fest game actually, seeing no goals at all. And it turns out Harry Maguire is actually the best defender in the world. Like, what? Nah, actually, he's getting like all of the points lately. Southampton Villa, where it's not Aston Villa, it's actually Aston VAR. Because damn some, they completely stole that game from VAR. Like, what was happening there? Where Barkley went and got the first and only goal in that game, after, you know, Watkins has his usual 17 shots, but doesn't get anything out of it. Before Matty Cash decided he wanted to be a goalkeeper himself, literally sticking his arm out and stopping the ball, and then they checked it for handball and said no handball. Excuse me, is this not a hand? Okay then. But then Villa's other goalkeeper, you know, the one actually in goals, Martinez, was the absolute legend in the end, who didn't actually have to make a save at all in the first half, where he finally put some gloves on and decided to make some saves, getting 4 big boy saves in the end, and actually stealing all of the bonus points too. Lovely stuff. And also I decided to bench McCarthy, so best FPL manager here, right? Yeah. Chelsea Burnley, where Thomas Hog the Ball Tuchel has made quite the positive start at Chelsea actually so far, isn't he? Where all of a sudden, Azpilicueta and Alonso steal the show. Last season's dinosaurs for Chelsea making all of the difference here. But Callum Hudson, oh boy, what a player he is. Doing so well recently at right wing back, okay then, fair enough, who helped Chelsea push towards that 2-0 win. And I might have to look into getting some of their players in soon. Leicester Leeds, where I said it would be the battle of the L's, and it turns out I was the one taking the fattest L out of them all. The pain intensifies, as I got rid of Bamford and played Justin over Dallas. But thankfully, I at least got Dallas points after the bold fraud Pep Guardiola decided to not play any of my defenders, apparently. So at least I got that, but I did transfer out 15 points. The biggest of the big sads to ever happen in FPL, when you just transfer out a player who gets literally one of his biggest scores of the season. But actually, I guess it's not the end of the world, because I probably still would have chucked Bamford in the bin, and now everybody wants to keep him when he has a terrible run, so advantage me, right? Yeah? But it was the Bielsa man getting the win here, absolutely slam dunking Rodgers as his men got the 3-1 win victory. West Ham Liverpool, where Liverpool basically made them West Hammered. Where finally, I was actually counting on it that it will happen very soon, and it did, that Liverpool actually got out of first gear and went all the way into, I would say 5th, but about 3rd or 4th, yeah? But more importantly, the 2 Salah goals. Mo Salah! So no hard feelings for the Antonio and the Soufal blank, but actually, why the heck did I not think of Salah captain? Well, okay then. But there's always next week, right? I suppose. Wink, wink. But then finishing off the week with Brighton Spurs, eh? As if watching Spurs wasn't boring enough at sometimes, you know, absolutely torture. Then what about now without Harry Kane? Where they actually look like a mid-table team being absolutely schooled by Harry Potter's Brighton there. As the game finished 1-0 with a Sonny blank 2 to finish it all off. But at least Mourinho didn't bamboozle us and pretend Kane was out when he actually wasn't going to be. Because just imagine he went on to score all of the points where I was going to get him in, but I didn't because of what Mourinho said. But all of that is how the game week ended. And again, after a captain blank, after 2 of my players that have been scoring all the points, not playing a single minute, and actually only 2 of my players actually getting returns in Martinez and Salah, I will definitely take the 50 points. And move on to the GW22 Preview, where as we gaze directly into all of our lads' eyes here, and actually, I think we might not make a transfer, where Calvert-Lewin would probably be actually the soonest one to be chucked in the bin and out of my team. But I do still stand for my move of Bamford out to get Calvert-Lewin in, just because he has much better fixtures, because that's apparently how you earn FPL points, right? Doesn't seem like it sometimes, does it? So with my team here, the only dilemma I actually have this week is my benchy boys, the water boys on the bench, where I actually have quite a strong bench now, and all of them could well get a lot of points on any week, you know. But this week, would I drop any of my starting players here for any of the guys down there? I'm not too sure I would. So this is probably how we're lining up, and ready and set to go to finally do well this week. Where first we'll give our never ever fail before predictions for all the games, and also a bit of a preview for all of our players, and then talk about my final captaincy plans, which is already set, ready to go, locked in, never ever changing. Where the first game sees Sheffield United play West Brom. Alright, come on Premier League lads. I thought human torture was illegal now, and you're forcing us to watch this game. Oof. But bottom of the table versus second bottom of the table, and you know, I really couldn't care less, as I have no players here, and this game is just a bit, no thank you. So 2-2 is my prediction there. Wolves, Arsenal. Where Wolves are so far out of form, I think we can start calling them dogs instead. They're that bad, not wolves. I hear playing the team that's actually in pretty good form recently in Arsenal. where Arsenal have, quite a few players out here and there, and, on their given day can be, not very good. So I actually expect it will be quite an exciting game here. I do think so, and I'm going to say it's going to finish 2-1 to Arsenal. Ooh. Man United, Southampton, where Southampton were actually robbed. Daylight robbery, I would say, against the Villa, as they really, really deserved something and should have got something, but VAR was like, no thank you, not for you today. And then Manchester counter-attack United are sometimes just as flat as a pancake up the top, aren't they? Just not doing anything. But hopefully they will actually do something here. Maybe a couple of penalties here, is it? Ooh. For the one and only Bruno, where... when was the last time he actually got points? It's been a while, isn't it? But I reckon it's going to end here 2-1 to United. Newcastle Palace, where I would have said Zaha would have made an absolute laughing stock out the Newcastle and turned into Zaha. But I actually think the Toon could actually get something here, and I think it's going to be quite a tight game getting a draw out of there. So I'm going to go for 1-1. Hang on. That's the first 4 games, right? And actually the first physical day of the game week over. And I would have had only 1 player play so far. What the heck, FPL? That's boring. What am I supposed to do? But at least in the next game between Burnley and Man City, we could actually have players playing. Or will we? We don't know now, apparently. Because they didn't last week, did they? But I would say because they didn't play last week, Cancelo is definitely going to start. Well, I would hope so. And then I also think Stones is very likely to start as well. But at least one of them is going to play, right? Surely. Let's hope so. If not, somebody send me Pep's address. I'm walking there myself and telling him what I think about it, alright? I'm not very happy. But at least we will have the one and only Gundogan, who is guaranteed to get all of the goals this game because, he didn't last game, so he has to do this game. Oh, that's how it works, right? Yeah, okay. Where I reckon City will get the 2-0 win here, unless Sean Dyche whips out his prime Brexit Burnley and does something special to stop that from happening. But actually, Man City loves spanking Burnley, so it could actually be 4-5-0. We'll hope for that one, yeah? And we will also hope that my players will actually play, okay? Yeah, sounds good. Fulham Leicester, where Fulham, even though they look kinda good and look a bit better now, they still aren't quite a free scoring team and, don't have a proper striker that's scoring all of the goals. So I'm hoping Leicester will keep their amazing away form up and James Justin grabs Mitrovic, puts him in his pocket and gets all of the FPL points here. Where I am actually going to go for a 2-0 win to the Leicester, where this is the week where James Justin gets that 12-pointer he's gagging for, right? It's going to happen. Leeds United, Everton, where, asked me a week ago, and I would have actually said a 2-1 win to Everton. But ask me this week, and I'm actually still going to say a 2-1 win to Everton, because I got Calvert-Lewin in my team, No, I'm not just saying that because, I just transferred him in for Bamford. No, not at all. But this week it's going to prove that that was actually the best ever transfer, as I can see Calvert-Lewin getting all of the goals here. But now I actually wouldn't be surprised if it's quite a tight game, a 1-1 or 2-2 here. But hopefully we can at least get some points from the Calvert-Lewin. Aston Villa, West Ham. I'm actually very excited for this spine-tingler of a game, where it's actually going to be like the battle of the underdogs and who is going to come out on top. Where I'll actually have both of their team strikers in Antonio and Watkins. So hopefully an absolute goal fest happens here. Like a 7-0 thriller would be quite good, I reckon. But then also, because I got Martinez, 3 penalty saves as well. Yeah, okay. But I actually don't know how this is going to go or who's going to get the win here. So I am actually just going to go for a 1-1 boring draw because I'm very boring. But also, please, no points for Southcheck on my bench again, please. Cheers, thanks very much. Liverpool, Brighton, where one Liverpool player kind of seemed like one too many a couple of weeks ago, and now it seems like you want to get them all in. How quickly things can change in FPL, right? But at least the one I actually have is the one and only Egyptian King, Mo Salah. Wait, what's that? Is that Captain Mo Salah, you say? We'll get into that. We will get into that. But basically, he is. In what I reckon will be a 3-1 win to them at Anfield, hat-trick Salah incoming. And to finish it off, we have Spursy versus Chelsea, where all of a sudden, Chelsea look like they could absolutely destroy Spurs right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do so as well. But as long as Son can get one counter-attack goal, then that's all fine by me. but I am actually going to go for a 3-1 win to Chelsea here. Not going well for Spursy at all without Kane. Who would have thought that a team would turn into absolute spaghetti without their best player, right? But that is all for the games this week. So to confirm, this is definitely my team. No transfer for me this week. But now, on to the captain. Where the captain man getting all of the double points this week is Mo Salah, trying to get Mo points this week. Like, I know Brighton can be quite good on their days, but come on, it's an informed Liverpool with an informed Salah. All of the goals are just going to happen. And actually, there's no other player in my squad right now that I would trust at all, apart from Salah, I would say so. So this armband being slapped on him this week, and we are ready to collect all of the points. But that is it for the Gameweek 22 Preview. But I will actually be on a live stream later on today, lads, as I will be on that FPL Lounge live at around 5 PM later on. So tune into that. If you want to ask me any questions, ask us all the Gameweek 22 questions as well. And unless you're a cheeky scrub, you should definitely check us out on that. But that is all. So thanks for watching, and remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.